Have you ever experienced that your computer freezes or gets really slow while you're using particle system? Maybe you can just turn off the real-time display in viewport to avoid this, but this way you cannot make sure how particle system works your creation. So in this video, I'd like to show you 4 tips to keep your computer from freezing due to particle system. Okay, first one, changing the ratio of mount in viewport display will be an option. In this setting, you can tweak the percentage of how many particles you want it to show up in viewport. 100% is the default, by the way. For example, if you set particle system like 10,000 and change the ratio of mount like 10%, only 1,000 particles show up in viewport. Even if you change this setting, the original amount of particles will show up at the rendering. However, this trick will not help you when you want to check how the big amount of particles affect the object. In this case, switching viewport display from texture to bounds will help you out. As you can see, the particles have changed their appearance from the original to the wireframe box. However, when you change the setting on the base object also gets affected their shape. So if you want to change only particles, change the setting of original particle object from texture to bounds. There is a technique that using vertex groups to select the area you want to apply particle system. For example, if I cover whole part of this mesh by particles, I have to increase the number like 20,000 or something. However, if I limit the area only the front side, like here, I don't need 20,000 particles to cover the place I selected. Let's check it out. Go to Object Data Properties, press plus button to add vertex groups, press Assign and go to Object Mode. Particle System, Vertex Groups, Density, and select the vertex group just made right now. As you can see, all 20,000 particles are gathered in the area I selected. And I don't need to bring 20,000 particles to cover only this part. Maybe like 5,000 is enough. Reducing 75% of particles is a big deal, isn't it? You can also control the particle system with using weight paint. For example, let's say I want to thin out the plants located in backward to save computer resources. I will duplicate the ground and hide the rest of objects. Go to weight paint. All part of vertex groups are assigned the weight value as 1 by default, so I'm going to change values. I will leave the front part of plants as 1. Let's change middle part of plants like 0.3. And 0.1 to the backward. Go back to object mode and let's see how it works. Good, seems the result becomes as I expected. Since I have changed the parameters, most of plants are gathered to the front part than before, so I can reduce the amounts of particles now. Okay, so those were the tricks of how to save your computer from freezing because of particle system. I hope it was useful. If it was, please thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.